strings. So what do we have here? Print out, and we have text, words, 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 and we can just add a little emoji or something, and that will just print it out. Okay, so we can put in Unicode characters. And then echo, we have triple thing. We start a new line without any indentation whatsoever. We end here. Here even have an extra space, and bam. So it should also print all the way to here with an extra space. Ah, they cut it off here. I'm sure it will print with that. Let's copy it and see. Because if it doesn't do that, I will be doubting my skills here. Okay, let's print it. HTML. Okay. Yes, there is. Oh, great. It's just my terminal allows for that. Okay. So it's after it will print this thing. Okay. And let's see if it works. Yes, there is that space in here. Okay. So it doesn't trim anything. But what I want you to notice is that here we have one line, you know, here the echo adds the new line symbol. So we start for another one. And this line from here to here is ignored because we just print it out here and we have only the thing that came from the first echo and bam. So just I presume for readability, this one here is being ignored. Okay. So continuing. We can define a procedure, RE, that takes a string, and it just returns S as a string. So we can just print R as in, presume it's a raw string, right? Therefore it will be dot, this, that. Okay, this is confusing. Yeah, no. Oh, because I guess raw string escapes just the quote and nothing else. Okay, so it'll be period, this is a single quote and period. Okay, and RE, it's a very interesting way of calling it. You can just define a procedure that just takes string as an argument and returns it, and that should just print that, right? Yep, just printed that out. So that's also like our own thingy here. There are several types of string literals. Quoted strings, created by wrapping the body in triple quotes. They never interpret escape codes. Oh yeah, because look at that. It's just printed /n/n. And here also, I mean, backwards slash n. Okay, so we can easily put in HTML and other fancy stuff and nothing is going to get escaped. Raw strings, created by prefixing the string with an R. They do not interpret escape sequences except for the quote itself, which is interpreted as single quote. This means that this thing is interpreted as just what's inside, no shenanigans happening. Instead of failing to compile with a syntax error. Okay, because I guess you don't have the B as a symbol. Okay. And then procs strings. Raw strings, but the method name that prefixes the string is called so that this is that. So I guess if we'll just make it, you know, let's copy the whole thing again. I already had it. So right now we're just returning the same S, but what if we're gonna just wrap it in something just for fun? So RE will actually add the, can I do that? No, I would just need to do this. And this should wrap the whole thing in quotes when printing. So it should print actually this. So when we run it, what? There's a quote. Oh, I see. Look at that. Here it just took 3 and ended with 3. So I guess that means that if I want to have a string with just a character quote, I do this, just a character. Okay, it makes more sense, right? So let's do it again. And now the result of this is that just in quotes. There we go. Okay, that works. Cool. So you can basically define your, you know, let's call it double, that takes a string. And we just do S and S. So we can double, we can do probably operations, replace things, escape something to, you know, make it safe, and just do call like that, which is awesome. Is it different than this? I guess it's not. That's it. I guess the quote is, oh, let's save it and let's run it. What? I guess this is backspace? So, oh, I see. So if we have that space here, it literally just calls the method and takes this string, and this doesn't have any R or anything else in front of it, so it's just being called, you know, consider a normal string. So it's basically backspace, this thing, and backspace, which already converts, if you would shorten it, it'll be backspace, this thing, and just backspace, which removes 1+. But when we added with another one, this another starting backspace removed another plus, and I just printed it out, but for some reason it has that extra plus there. So I have no idea what it means. Okay, but if we remove the space, it should be fine, right? Yeah, now it just printed the whole thing as raw strings. Okay, so the little space is very important here. Okay. Strings are null terminated, so that cstring foo requires 0 copying. However, you should be careful that the lifetime of the cstring does not exceed the lifetime of the string it is based upon. Interesting. Okay, I guess we shouldn't worry too much about lifetimes, but cstring is... So, because nym is compiled to C and it's designed to, work with C very well, it suddenly... all the strings have that extra null character at the end that tell that it's the end of the string. So when we just use string or, something like that, nym knows to ignore it, knows to print it out, knows to, not iterate over it when we're iterating over characters, but it's quietly there. It's just, if you use C string, then you would, I guess, could iterate over it because it's like, hey, I'm dealing with C, so don't do additional checks or whatever, compile my text really nicely, or when you're sending that to that DLL, send the proper value. Okay. Strings can also almost be thought of as a sequence of characters. With respect to assignment semantics, see sequences for the possible manipulations. For example, we can echo the ABC, and so this is, like a sequence of characters, and take the first character, or return a subsequence. The same thing from, from the first to second to last character. Awesome. Yep, here's an example. The string utils module provides procedures for handling strings. So let's see what examples they will show us. We import it first, of course. So we have variable A, hello, welcome friend. Just no space here, which is ugly. No capital character here, so I don't like it. The split procedure takes a sequence of characters and splits a string based on them. So we can print a.split with spaces or commas. So when this will split it will split here and here. I want to check what happens if I will put that extra space there. So let's take that. If we'll save it and print now, hello, welcome, and friend. Okay. What if we'll add that extra space here? What's going to happen? Look at that. We have hello, welcome, and empty, and friend. So what if we want to clean it up? Echo, let's say that let's actually say A equals A.split, split it. And didn't we have also something, where map? Oh, I know, that was in sequence utils. And we could do map. Is there where or filter? Yes, filter. So we want to send false to the strings that are empty. So this will be the S as a little string. Then we have to use this whole sugar thing here. Import sugar. And then we'll be able to take S and say that it's different than empty character. And something really doesn't like it here. Filter A, proc S equals result. But expected a string. Wow. S is character and this is a string. Oh, so yeah, this is a string and somehow we could split it and it would... A sequence of strings. I guess it can automatically... No, it's unhappy about that either, right? So we just need to var be words is that, right? Now it's fine because it's a sequence of string. So we can say that words is words and filter them where S is not null, okay? And when we echo words, we should have this just without the empty one here. Will that work? Yes. Oh, that's awesome. I wonder if I can make it like into not empty or something. So let's say that we want to define a procedure that basically we can apply it on the sequence, say, let's say words without empty or something like that. So to will be without empty. So we'll define that it takes a strings and that will be a sequence of string and it returns a sequence of string. And it will be basically strings dot, and we'll just apply the filter here and it just returns that. So here we can just say words dot without empty. Save it and it should work the same. Yes. So if we'll suddenly do something where our welcome is like this, it should still print out those 3 words. Awesome. And we can split those words dot map where we take the word and the word dot trim. What was the name for it? Something with S, split, substring. I recall that there was this whole thing that removes trim. What was the word for that? Strip, that was the word. Okay, so this way, even if you would have something that has some white space, even though it shouldn't, but let's say we had this, it should remove that white space, right? So if we'll do that, it just removes them. If we will suddenly do this, we'll have one of that in here that we don't want. So yeah, this cleans it up. We split into words and remove duplicates. So we can literally say proc into words. We take a text, which would be string, and we return sequence of string. And we'll literally take this. Don't need that, right? We do A. Instead of A, we have text, split, and then map the words so that we strip each word. And then all of those words we can just do without empty. Save it. We can echo words, echo A dot into words. Save. Run it. And there we go. Just like that. Much simpler. Okay, that was fun. And then we have the contains procedure determines whether a string contains a substring or character. Yeah, we can check if it contains hello, and yes, it does. Alrighty. A note about Unicode. Unicode symbols are allowed in strings, but are not treated in any special way. So if you want to count glyphs or uppercase Unicode symbols, you must use Unicode module. Okay, so there is a module for working with Unicode if you expect that that's your input. But if not, if you just purely work with, simple ASCII text because, you know that you're not dealing with, say, with user input or whatever, you can just deal with ASCII, which I believe will be more performant because, it doesn't need to do million checks if uppercase to, treat all those different symbols. Okay, I really like it. It's not like some other languages that, have specific types. Specifically, oh, this is Unicode that we're working with. Oh, this is cstring that we're working with. This is yet another kind of string that we work with. It's simple. So singles are generally considered to be encoded as UTF-8. So because of Unicode's backwards compatibility, can be treated exactly as ASCII with all values above 127 ignored. Perfect.